Hey guys, what's going on? It's your girl Queen G. Welcome to another segment of the Queen G Live Experience. I am your host, Queen G. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. Come on now. You know me. I have just been having a great day today. I want to spread that amazing energy on to you guys and let you know that I am just feeling amazingly loved. Loved by people, loved by my husband, loved by God first. Let me put God first. Hold on. He's the first position in my life. And then loved by my children. I think that the energy and the people around you really makes an impact and makes a difference on your day to day life. Okay. So you got to be careful about what kind of energy you surround yourself with, and protect your energy. If you're a great person, you got a lot of love to give, a lot of energy to give out that's good and positive. Don't let nobody steal your joy, and don't let anyone sop you of your energy, okay? That's my little message today. I'm not going to take too much of your time with the intro. I would like to introduce my special guest. He is a actor. He is also a writer, and he has a little bit to tell us about his journey and his story. What an amazing guest that we have. I want to welcome Robert to the show. Y'all hold on a second. Let me bring him in. Hey,
Here I
Robert.
am.
How,
Here I am.
how are you?
I'm doing very well, Queen G. How are you?
I'm feeling really blessed. Today was a good day. And welcome to the Queen G Live Experience.
Well, and thank you for inviting me.
Definitely, definitely. So, Robert, you were telling me a little bit about some of the things that you've been working on and doing before the show, but tell us who you are. Give us kind of like a little bit about your journey, how this all segued into what you're doing today. Kind of give us that
Uh,
story, and I would
it's
love
kind
to
of
hear
a
about it.
actually kind of funny when you think about it. In hearing your intro, and you were talking about how you have to surround yourself with people that mean you the best in life, and I've tried to do that for myself. But for me, it kind of started a couple of years ago. I had retired from the uh, the private sector, the workforce. And
Mm-hmm.
while I'm in the city, I run into a friend of mine who I know, and she has suggested to me that I think you should go put an application in as an extra in TV shows. And I kind of laughed it off and I said, I don't know if I want to do that. And then a few
Right.
weeks later, I run into the same friend. She said to me, I really think you should do this. And so I did. I applied and I appeared on a couple of shows as an extra. And then a few months would go by, and I run into a very good friend. He is actually my best friend right now, Lester
Aw.
Green. And he is. I mean, he's the guy that has guided me through all of this. And he was shooting an independent film, found out what I was doing. He invited me on. I have to admit, I was a little apprehensive about doing
Right.
it
Mm-hmm.
because who am I? I'm showing up, and here's these actors. They've been doing this for most of their lives, and I just come onto the scene. But he pushed me and he pushed me, and he said, "I really think you should try this." And so he had another independent film that he was doing called
Mm-hmm.
Undercover Brother, which I did. And he says to me, "I got two roles for you. I got one with or one without the wig. Which one would you like?" I says,
Which
"Well,
one did
if
you
I'm good,
choose?
I choose the one with the wig."
I,
I says, "If I'm
I,
gonna
I,
do this, yeah, if I'm gonna do this, I might as well go big or go home."
oh my gosh. I was talking a little bit about that earlier. You know, there are things that we choose for our own paths and lives, and we may make these choices day to day, right? But whatever your higher power is, God has a way somehow you're led to this situation that connects you to the next. And it's kind of like, okay, wow. And we talked about that too, how you didn't see this in your future.
No,
You had no idea
no,
that you were going to be acting, and let alone leading that to what you're doing today. Right.
absolutely. One thing led to
And
another.
I call him Lester, Mr. Lester Green, the connector. I call him that because seriously, he has connected so many dots for a lot of people. And everybody that talks about him says the same thing. They're like, wow, he's astounding,
Yes,
he's amazing, and his energy. And that's how I felt from the moment we linked up. It's been like, wow, you know.
I agree.
And here I
I
am
totally agree.
interviewing, a lot of amazing people suddenly just because I met him. Like God always has a higher plan than what we ever would set out to do. And I mean, if we had to choose our own life, it wouldn't be as fulfilling. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. We can do it his way. We can do it our own way. And you choose the right
Right.
way, you might get the right results.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So you did a couple of acting projects with Lester, and how did that feel to not really, have it planned, and then you
Believe it or
do it and
not,
it's like, whoa.
I wasn't nervous. I said, you know what? There's two things that could happen. One, I can do really, really good, and somebody says, hey, you did a good job, or I could do really bad, and the director throws me off the set. And I said, if that happens, okay, I can live with that too. But none of that happened. Turned out it worked out
Right.
good. Um, the director who shot Undercover Brother, his name is John Picos, and he actually gave me some really nice compliments about it. I mean, my whole scene time was maybe, I don't know, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, but he was very much appraised in what I did, and I think that kind of like at least relaxed me. That I said, okay, you know what, maybe I can do this.
Right. Right. There's something to this. And, I feel a little more better about taking this on. And it's a trip how life presents challenges too. And you find out what you're made of when you have to walk through that challenge. You know what I'm saying? You don't really know
Yes,
what you're made of until it hits your lap, and then you're like, okay,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I got to do this. I got to get through this.
Absolutely,
What are
absolutely.
some of
Uh,
the words that you tell yourself to encourage yourself when you're in those kind of times where the challenge presents itself, and then you're like already in it? What are the
you know,
words
I,
that you use to encourage you?
I don't know if there's any special trick that I have because, like I said, this is all still coming at me by surprise. A lot of this stuff, just past few months, so much has come my way, thanks to Lester, and still coming at me. I mean, when I got up today, I didn't know I was going to be doing an interview with you. And here I am on the
Right,
show with you.
right. Completely just, yeah. We all didn't realize that.
So, you just never know. So if I had to put words to
Right,
that, I don't know how I would explain that. I would say, you know what, just go with it and see where it takes you and have fun and enjoy the ride.
right. Exactly, exactly. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. Someone called me during the podcast. So I'm like, I don't know who this is.
Maybe,
Okay, there we go.
maybe,
I just
maybe it's
wanted to.
Lester. Maybe it's Lester checking up
Right,
on me.
right, right. He is definitely an angel, and I call him the connector. That's
He
my new
is.
nickname for him. He
He
is the
is.
connector. Um,
And
that's
you
what
want
I
to,
describe him as.
and you want to know. I said I was going to do this. I got plug one of his books. Act like you
Oh, you
love yourself.
got it! Oh my
Absolutely.
God!
So I was
Act
going to
like you
give him a
love
plug.
yourself.
Act like you love yourself, and he does. And it's
So tell
very
me what that means to you when you
well.
listen to his title. What does that mean to you?
Well, I think you have to first be appreciative of everything that you do in life, and you have to treat yourself with respect. Because if you treat yourself with respect, it's easier to give respect. But if you don't have any for yourself, how could you possibly give it to somebody else? And that's the one
That's
thing he
great.
does.
I love
He
that.
does that all the time. He does
Hmm.
that with everybody he meets.
That's amazing. Yeah. Who would have thought some bus driver guy look
Yeah. He was driving the
would
bus
be
line
like
where I live. He was driving that bus line where my wife and I
right,
live.
right, right. That's oh man. I just love stories like this because it just lets you know that there is just something bigger than all of us. We're living in this world, but there is something bigger than
Yeah.
us because there's a lot of things I just can't explain.
Well, did you know he was a rapper
You know what I
before he
mean?
started going into acting? Did you know that he was a
No,
rapper?
I had no idea.
Well, he
No.
was a rapper. I've actually listened to some of his stuff. He's actually was a really good rapper.
Wow. That's and see, I
See,
have him scheduled
I
right
know
after
something
you,
you
so
don't
I'm gonna
know. I know something you
yeah,
don't
you
know.
do. Hmm. I'm gonna I have an exclusive interview with Lester after this, so I'm gonna get into his journey too and talk to him about a lot of different things.
I was
Um
busting his chops a little bit before this interview. I said, Lester, Queen G wanted me on first before you.
oh, we're gonna start some cat fights, huh? We're gonna start a few cat fights here. Let me ask you something. Tell me what you're doing today that is very interesting. That you went from the acting into this. So tell us about that. I want to hear about that too as
Well,
well.
writing is something that I've always enjoyed. I just don't think at first it was something that I put a lot of energy or time into. It was more I was talking about it, and then after I'd retired, and then after I met Lester, one thing kind of led to another, and then I had purchased a script writing program, which taught me a lot of the very basics on how to put a script into fruition, and uh, and that's really been my joyride for all of this. I've put together something like 5 or 6 scripts. I mean, feature film scripts just in the past like 4 months, 3 months.
Did you think that your writing would go on a page like that and turn into a
Mm-mm.
story, and that it would be
No,
so impactful?
no, no. My wife is still,
Now,
she
let me
can't
ask you
believe it.
this: have you seen any of your scenes or words come to life through the actors yet?
Not yet, but we Lester and the group that I work with in Atlanta, we were doing some test reads using some of those scripts. So that was a lot of fun, just listening to the test reads as each character relates to the other character using some of the words that I wrote in the script. So that
Oh
was
yeah.
fun. I can only
Yeah, it's
imagine.
always fun when you see. I was a casting director years ago. It's always fun when you take that cast that was selected and bring them to the table to all sit down, and you get to hear their voice
Yeah,
and their attitude added to that character, and it just
that's right.
oh my god, it wakes the whole
That's
thing up, and it's
that's
like
right.
amazing.
That's right. I have this one little script that I wrote. It was like a 5 minute script because Lester was putting together a web series, and I wrote
Hmm.
this little 5 minute skit for two people that I know who I heard when I heard the read, I knew that once you put this to film, it's going to be amazing. It's going to like be a love story for really quick on the run at a gas station. And here's this guy washing a girl's car because he just wants to meet her.
He wants in their car because he, such a manipulator. Wow.
Absolutely,
Oh my
absolutely.
God. That is so funny. So funny. Oh my God. Somebody
But everything Lester puts his hands on turns to gold. Without a doubt. Everything he touches, anything he plans, he plans it for a purpose. And anybody who wants to get involved in that, you're going to go with him. You're going to go right to the top.
Yes, that's how I feel. I feel embraced already. I feel like I've been welcomed into the
You know,
family, and we didn't even have to do the
you know what?
what you call it, the tribal. We didn't even have to do the tribal
Right.
scarring.
That's right. That's right.
It was
Now,
just like, come here,
I
girl.
I told Lester my goal right now, my goal in life is to write the script that gets him an Academy Award. That is my goal. I don't even care if I
Right.
win it myself. I want to write the script that gets him an Academy Award because of all the work,
Yes.
all the help that he's giving me.
Yes. Yeah. He's amazing. I got some plans for him. He don't even know it yet, but we're gonna talk about that. So let me ask you this, Robert.
Good, good.
When you saw the cast read your script and they put all the emotion and stuff into that, how did that feel? Like what did you how did you
It's
feel?
amazing. Oh, it was such a charge. It was such a charge because you can see the personalities come to life, even though it's not on film yet. You could actually feel it. It was
Mm-hmm.
an amazing. Lester and I actually talked about this after the reading. I said to him,
Mm-hmm.
it's incredible feeling to when you write a script out with the lines and you try to give it an emotion. It's difficult to put emotion into script, but when you have the right cast, they can sell it, and boy, they sold it.
Right. I love when somebody come in there and just tear it up. They grasp what their character is, what type, and they just really go for it. It's amazing. It's amazing. I spent
Yeah.
years in my own
I'll tell you,
office,
it is.
you know, and
Yeah,
some of
it
the
is.
actors that I had in
It is
my
amazing.
office back then, they all have become well known. Like all the ones that were in my office back then, you know, trying to get a part or a role, they all have gone on to be in the Tyler
Mm.
Perry plays, the Tyler Perry films. Some were on, I see them on sitcoms now. We were in that whole cycle. That's why I love you guys so much. You guys, the
Well,
creators, you know, behind these films, I will always respect it because I that was my first love. Okay.
mm.
That was what I did for years, and I will never forget that time.
Let me tell you, Queen G. Lester has surrounded himself with an incredible group of people, actors, writers in Atlanta. I mean, I'm the one guy from New York, and here are all these people in Atlanta working together. And he has just surrounded himself with an amazing group of people. And we usually chat once a week on Zoom, and we'll discuss and we'll talk about different projects we want to put
Hmm.
together.
Right. It's nothing like building a network. How important is networking to what you and I both do? Tell your side of
Absolutely.
it, and then I'll give you mine.
No, without that, none of us are going to be able to succeed. Maybe only in the short term, but in the long term, it's nice when you can have a nice network of people who you can not only talk to, but also who you can trust. And that's the key, is the trust factor, because they have to know that you got their back, but that they got your back.
Right, right, right. Oh my God. And from my standpoint, networking has been everything. We talked about connecting the dots earlier and how important it is to put the pieces together, you know, and everything that you imagine would happen, it was better
Yeah,
than that. You know what I
yeah,
mean? When
yeah,
you're a great networker and you start to, you know, meet different people and things like that, especially right now during COVID, I think we're connecting on higher levels than we ever have in a while because not as many
yeah,
of us are traveling. We're kind of being forced again to utilize social media as our connector and making this our base. Even if you think
yeah,
about it, even the news stations are using social media to uh, present their shows and all the shows
yes,
that we watch daily. Dr. Oz. Wendy Williams, all of those kind of shows, they all using social media. Ellen DeGeneres, they're using, you know,
That's
Zoom
right.
and
That's right.
all
That's
these
right.
different streaming sites in order to, be able to still do their production. And I'm just, oh my God, what did we do without this, Robert? What did we do before this?
Well, we wouldn't have been able to get anything out there without the automation of today. It would have been
Right.
very difficult for any of us to do this. We would have, I don't know. I think we would have just kept on the phone and hope and pray that somehow this thing fixes itself. So the
Yeah,
automation
we definitely
of
we definitely
today.
had that big old house phone. We had that big old and
Yeah.
and
And
back
if you go
then you
back
remembered
before that,
every
we had,
number.
yeah. And if you go back before then, like, when I was 2 or 3, and we were sending smoke signals.
Right. Times have I'm sure you've seen a lot of technology evolve during this time.
I have.
I'm sure you have.
I have. One of my
Robert,
jobs
go
when I,
ahead and give us your social media. I'm gonna mute myself. My mom is calling. I gotta take this call.
okay, you want me to
Go
hold
ahead and
on?
meet. All right. Thank you.
Hi there.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your patience, Robert.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I've been just say a prayer for my mom. Keep my mom in prayer, please, if you can. And
Will do.
wow.
Will do. Is there something that I can pray for?
She has pneumonia,
Okay.
and
How
it's
old is your
just
mother?
she's in her 60s.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Both my wife and I will we're gonna take care of that tonight.
thank you so much. Like I really appreciate it. It's tough because this is COVID, and they're
Hmm.
not allowing visitors where she's at, and
Hmm.
it's that's the tough part, you know.
It
And it's a
is. It
safety
is.
issue to protect us all. Like we all have to be careful right now.
Yes, because you can do more harm than good. In
Exactly.
the with the best of intentions.
Right. Right. So that's tough. But either way, I feel like I'm okay. I'm at
Well,
peace
and you know
completely.
she's looking for your best interest. She wants everything to happen good for you, as
Right.
all of our mother and fathers want for their kids.
Right.
And you're going to be no different. She wants nothing but the best for her daughter.
Right. 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 So thank you so much. Anyway, whew, goodness.
No, it's good. It's good.
Golly. Yeah,
It's
it's
good.
it's it's rough. But Robert, go ahead and give us your social media. That's real life right there. You
It
it was a
is.
moment where real life kind of kicked in, and I had to, go ahead and take that moment. And it's like this is not about social media right now. You know what
Nothing is more important.
I
Nothing
mean?
is more important than your family. Nothing is more important than your family. That your
Right,
family comes
right.
first in every aspect of life. Your job,
Hmm.
anything, your family comes first.
Right, right, right. So how can we find you on social media? Are you on YouTube? Are you on, tell us where we can find you.
Well, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. Since this is still early for me, there's really nothing that I have, I believe, that's out there other than what Lester Green has put out under, I think it's called Anger Management. I think
Okay.
that's the name of the production. And so for me, it's still early. But some of the scripts that I've written have fallen on some good ears. So that might all change very soon. Maybe after this interview, it'll all change.
It will. I believe that now. Now you best to believe that. And what I'm gonna do
That's it.
after we get off, I'm gonna go ahead and send you the YouTube video, and you can
Okay.
post and share. Feel free to share it everywhere, and you also tag me in it, of course. And now you're a part
Hmm.
of my Queen G Live Experience page. I definitely recommend that you and
Hmm.
your lovely wife go back and watch some of the shows later, and
Well, Queen
let's just
G,
stay connected.
before you let me go, there's one other book I want to plug for another friend in
Okay,
our
okay,
network from Atlanta, and it's called Evergreen Uprooted by Naz
okay.
Pankey. She's a writer, producer in Atlanta, works very closely with Lester in all of his projects. And Naz and I share a common interest is that we both grew up in the Bronx in New York. And she went through some very tough times and overcame a
Mm.
lot of challenges in her life. So I wanted to plug this for her because she's just a terrific person. And I
And
think
what
as
a
long as
great
I'm
friend
gonna,
you are to promote your friends during your podcast. What an
well,
amazing friend you are. And that's what we should
well,
do. We should be in
they're
support
good to
of
me.
others.
Well, they're good to
Aw,
me. They're good to me. And
right.
like I said, without them, I'm nothing. So I'm happy to do it. And I wish I had five more that I could plug. I would just do the whole
Right.
interview, just plug and book.
Back to back to back. Yeah.
Exactly.
Give them their
Exactly.
exactly. Well, Robert, I am going to go ahead and wrap up the show. I so enjoy your presence and your energy, and I definitely want to keep in touch with you. Thank you so much for doing this for me tonight and giving us your exclusive story. And keep writing. Keep writing. This year, I became an author. times 11. So I know that
Congrats.
writing is
Congratulations.
very, very impactful and makes a difference,
Hmm.
in the world. And, it's amazing to hear people's feedback from the writing, the same thing we talked about. And I'm very grateful. So I know that you're grateful if I'm grateful.
I am. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what it's about. And that's
Definitely.
what it's about.
Hmm. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Robert. I'm going
Thank
to
you.
get off of here, make a few calls really quick. And then I got Mr. Lester Green officially coming up right
I,
behind this.
I,
So
I hope he doesn't do as good as me.
y'all so fun and got that natural competitive thing going on. So that's great. I love it. I love it. All right, Robert.
Thank you,
Have a
Queen
good
G.
evening, and I'll talk to you. Okay.
Thank you.
Good night. That was a great guy. I love his energy too. Oh my God, tonight is coming through. I love all the amazing interviews that are coming in our direction. Please say a prayer for my mom. Seriously, things are kind of critical right now, so I'm trying not to cry on camera. I want to be good. I will get emotional after this, of course. But thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Queen D Live experience. Keep us in prayer. And I want to thank Mr. Robert for that amazing interview and that powerful moment. And thank him for his patience as I took my emergency call during a live podcast. Y'all, this is real life going on, all while we're doing our job. So thank y'all for y'all patience and thank you for watching and tuning in to the Queen D Live experience. Have a good night.